Welcome back to Under Oath. Today we have actor KeiLyn Durrel Jones. KeiLyn, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for having me.
Okay, I got to tell you, you look a lot younger than you did in Michael. I'm looking at
Sure.
you right now. I'm going, God, how old is he? Because in the movie, you just looked like a dude who had gone through a lot.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. I received that. It's funny because the youngest that we meet, Bill, is older than I am now
Right.
by a good chunk, 5 or 6 years at
Yeah.
least. Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine that. I watched when I was preparing for this interview, I'm going back to the movie and I'm trying to pull everything that I saw in this movie because this movie was it was a tough movie. It was good, but you watch Michael suffer. You know, you watch him try to discover who he is, and it's tough enough to play Michael. Now, your character is real. I mean, Billy was a real dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how you prepare for that. Do you even want to talk to him?
Sure. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't speak to him. He died back in
Okay.
2005. Again, I just want to say, as far as the agedness, I just a testament to the hair and makeup crew, Bill Corso and Cale Thomas. They really took care of me. But yeah, he was a very special figure, someone who I didn't know much about before starting this project, but I learned a lot about him since then. He's a former LAPD officer who moonlighted as a security guard for some of the
Yeah.
Motown artists, and then Barry introduced him to Joe, who then in turn introduced him to Michael Jackson, the Jackson
Right.
Five, and thusly Michael. And I think he just saw in Michael someone that needed, yeah, sure, a very talented,
Yeah.
young man, and they were global superstars, singing and dancing and whatever else, but someone who just needed some love and protection, a safe haven. And I think he tried to provide that, and I just wanted to capture that rapport.
In the movie, and I'm not going to spoil anything, your character is, in a way, a combination between a friend and a surrogate father.
Yeah,
And, I can't imagine, having to navigate that for Billy originally. Father hires him,
yeah.
but he actually winds up, working primarily for Michael. I mean, it's just so frustrating when you see something like that. And I'm trying to think to myself, how do you get into that? Is it just the pages on the script that get you there? Or do you even try to talk to somebody who knew him?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both. John Logan wrote a beautiful script, and a lot of it was there in the script. And of course, with Antoine's direction and speaking with, I don't think Jafar or Prince Jackson knew Bill Bray, but they had heard stories of him. And along the way, I did meet people who knew these two men and knew their rapport, whether it be, there was a lovely groundskeeper at the Havenhurst estate, some hair and makeup people along the way that were on the film, but sometimes people would come visit or whatever. And also for myself personally, I'm not a father myself, but I've been an uncle for a long time,
Right.
and I'm in a fraternity, so I have older and younger
Right.
fraternity brothers. My dad was a
Right.
single dad, and I had uncles and older brothers and frat brothers and cousins and things like this. So it's an energy that I'm very familiar with. I've been a party to on both ends, the giving and receiving of that kind of love and tutelage and protection. So luckily for myself and for the film writ large, it's something that I was familiar with, and I really just tried to hone in and tap into that energy. Jafar made it easy. He's
Yeah.
very easy to love. He's a sweet, sweet guy, a great scene partner as far as the acting goes, and super talented. I'm just inspired by what he did and what he brought to the table for sure.
Now, it ends at a period of time in his life.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can even tell me based on NDAs and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, did they say, hey, listen, we might need you for the second movie if we do a second movie?
If the second movie is a thing that happens, I'm keeping my fingers crossed as far as being a
Yeah.
part of it. I think it would be difficult to tell any more of the story without Bill Bray, but
Right.
I'm sure their filmmaking is one of these things that they can do whatever they need to do. But I look forward to being a part of it if it comes to fruition for sure. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and time will tell.
Now, you mentioned something that cuts me up a little bit. You mentioned being in a fraternity, being part of the Greek system. Now, I sponsor a football team. I'm a lawyer. I've been
Okay,
semi-successful. I do stand up. I travel around the country. Every once in a while, I bump into a fraternity brother I haven't seen in 30, 40 years. Well,
sure.
we do a big sponsorship. So I had some brothers at a game of mine. and I didn't know they were there. And I suddenly got a text, "Hey man, what the hell?" And I go see these guys, and they're like, "Oh, I can't. You're everywhere around here." Now, for you, you have a lot of brothers. Oh my God, one of our brothers is in the Michael Jackson movie. I mean, how cool was that for you?
It's been really good. Well, my chapter and the local brothers that know me really well in Maryland, in my district, in my area, they've all been very supportive since my early theater days, just doing college plays. They've all been really supportive. And anytime, because I've been grinding away, chipping at this for 20-ish years, so uh, anytime I'm in a play or a small part in a TV show or a movie, they're very supportive. But being that I'm in a project of this scale, of this
Yeah.
caliber, they've been very, very supportive and very just really supportive. I don't know how else to say it. They've been really champions. One of them is also a stand up comedian, and he has his own radio show. And I went on there and did some interviews with him. It's been a ride for sure. I can't thank those guys enough.
I mean, this is a pretty cool tentpole moment as far
Yeah,
as things like that. How do you go? Okay, for 20 years I've been killing myself. I got this great role now. You got to be like around your agent's necks, going, we got to do something with this. We got to get going. I'm not going to wait another 20 years for another part like this.
sure. Yeah, I mean, this is such a blockbuster, like you said, a
Yeah.
tentpole film. And my character is beloved, which is I'm really grateful for. And so, yeah, presumably this will open some doors. I look forward to whatever comes next. Everybody's still grinding, but also I'm just reminding myself to ride the wave and celebrate the wins, in the present moment and things like this. So I'm excited to chip away. There's a lot of filmmakers I'd love to work with, your Michael Manns and your Tarantinos and Taylor Sheridans and whomever else. And a lot of filmmakers, a lot of people say that you should network laterally. So there are I've done some indie films of late that we're trying to get funding for. So I just do it for the love of the game. Obviously, I want to succeed and do well and work at a high level. And I'm just going to keep chipping away. And presumably this will move the needle and open some doors for sure.
Now, 20 years. Every day you get up, every audition you go to. I talk to people what drives them. Some people say God, some people say exercise. What do you pull from when you're going, okay, tomorrow's another day? It's a very vagabond existence being an actor.
It is.
And you're
Yeah.
going, how do I pay my bills this week? What's the electric bill's got to get paid? What gets you up where you're going, okay, another day I'm fighting for this? Is it just a great love, or is it more of I'm going to keep myself motivated no matter what?
I think motivation only gets you so far. I think discipline is the key. It's a numbers game. You got to keep showing up, keep chipping away. Discipline also in an industry like this where there is no structure. I'm basically freelance or a gig worker or however you want to
Okay.
phrase it, a contractor or whatever. And so yeah, it is. It's very fickle industry, and it's very this there's no telling, there's no
No.
formula to this thing. And so I just wake up every day. I try to give myself a self-imposed structure. I try to eat healthily, like you said, work
Yep.
out. I read a lot. I love, but to your point, also, it's a passion. It's all I've ever wanted to do. I love acting. I love art. I love filmmaking. I love storytelling. I love reading movies. I love making movies. I love watching movies. I go to the movie. I got the AMC pass kind of thing, so I go to the movies 2 and 3 and 4 times a week. I watch. I try to watch all the TV shows. I live in New York, so I go. All of my
Yep.
friends are actors, so I go see plays all the time. I just went to see Proof last night on Broadway.
Well, that's nice.
Um, and also, my family and my support system, they don't understand my life, but they understand my successes and they understand the grind and the hustle. So they're very supportive, and I'm grateful and blessed for that for sure. But I think it's between just the raw passion of loving what I do, because I do love what I do and I love to consume when other people do what I do, and the self-imposed discipline and structure.
Very rarely does a character that you perform is so dependent on another character. I
Yeah.
mean, you are basically in this movie, you know, you're responsible for Michael. And when you read the script and you see what the words on the page say and what he's gone through, um, your ability to empathize with who Michael is. I mean, I know it's called acting, but how tough was it for you to, God, this guy had it tough?
I don't, King David had Jonathan, Hamlet had Horatio. In Game of Thrones, everyone, as much as the throne, everyone was vying for to be the right hand. So I think I say all that to say everyone needs a Bill Bray or a
Right.
Bill Bray type of character. To your point, to your question, yeah, this guy went through a lot. It didn't hurt that I was a fan of Michael Jackson. I'm a fan of, and I think that this movie gave us a peek behind the veil into the humanity of the man off stage. And Jafar made it easy, like as a man, he made it easy to himself easy to love, but also as a scene partner. Really capturing the essence of his uncle, whether it be those
Right.
big concert spectacle scenes or just like the more intimate scenes as well. So yeah, everybody needs a Bill Bray. Everybody needs someone to just see them for who they are and love them despite it all. And I truly believe that in my life, and I'm honored and blessed to be able to fairly successfully play a character who lives by that as well.
One of the things Michael Jackson did in his career was he paid attention to the people who were creating around him. Now that you've had the opportunity to work on this big movie, how much did you take advantage of that? Some people just camp out in their trailer. Some people do this. How much did you say, I'm going to take all this in? Because this might not happen again.
Every single day. I got to know everybody on set, whether it be the lighting team, the hair and makeup team, the VFX guys were my crew, but not to mention some of these people, including Miles, who's
Yeah.
younger than I am, but far more successful than I am heretofore. People that I've been watching since I was a kid, Nia Long and Lorenz Tate, people that I've been watching, literally fans of since I was a kid. So I was fraternizing and hanging out and talking to people and asking questions and just getting to know people every minute that I could, every minute of every day. And people would show up who weren't involved in the movie. That was always really cool, like different people who knew Michael or knew Antoine or whomever. And so I just tried to soak it all up. But also that's being, I was the youngest of all of my brothers. I was the youngest of all of my cousins. I was always the youngest, and I've just been a sponge. And I like people, and I like to ask questions. And I always say, if you're not learning, you're losing. And so, to your point, to be
Yeah.
doing what I love to do, but at this high a scale, I'd have been a fool to be in my trailer all day. You know what I mean? So I was in the mix all day, every day, just soaking it all in.
I mean, I can't even imagine this opportunity. It's just frightening. And when you're on a set for months at a time, that week you were off the set, were you like going, God, I want to be back. I want to be,
Yeah.
I don't want, it's cool to be home, but I miss this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that way about filmmaking writ large, but especially this. And whatever the circumstances were, irrelevant. When we had to do reshoots, I was grateful just to your point, just to be able to be around these people again, doing the thing. You know what I mean?
Well, we got about a minute left. I got to talk to a stage actor yesterday who got 2 Tonys, and anybody who's worked in theater and now has worked in movies, I asked the question: Tony or Oscar?
For my part, I'd say Oscar. I mean, it would be my lifelong honor to receive either, but for me, it would be Oscar. I love theater. I'll always do it. I'm a theater actor in my heart, but TV and film has always been the goal. Like I said, I've loved movies and filmmaking since I can remember, literally since I was 3 years old. So I'd have to go with Oscar.
I can't tell you how I loved it. I loved you in the movie. I wish
Thank
you
you,
a
sir.
ridiculous amount of success, and get
Thank
on
you.
your agents and make sure they take care of you. That's all I got to say.
Yes, sir. Will do. I appreciate you, Jeff.
Take
Thank
care.
you.